Hey everyone, most of you are probably familiar with the Australian Aboriginal flag, but unfortunately for reasons we're about to explain, we cannot actually show you the flag. For those of you unfamiliar with it, here is a deliberately crappy layout of the flag's design. The flag consists of a horizontal bicolor of black over red and is charged with a yellow disc at the centre. This is a very simple design, and keeping flags simple is typically a very good idea, and for that reason it's accepted by most people that the design is a really good one. The flag was designed back in 1971 by Harold Thomas, who is himself an Aboriginal Australian. He assigned the following symbolism to the flag. Black represents the Aboriginal people of Australia. The yellow circle represents the sun, the giver of life and protector. Red represents the red earth, the red ochre used in ceremonies, and Aboriginal people's spiritual relation to the land. In 1995, the Australian government granted the design Flag of Australia status, with the purpose of representing the Aboriginal people of the country. We agree with the general consensus that the flag design is a good one, but Thomas is also the reason we can't show you the flag. This is a story about copyright. In 1997, Thomas was involved in a court case against two others, George Brown and James Tennant. Brown and Tennant both claimed they were the designers of the flag. The Federal Court of Australia declared that Thomas was the owner of the copyright of the design, and this decision is what caused all the issues with the flag. By granting copyright of the design to Thomas, it means that legal usage of the flag is dependent on Harold Thomas granting permission for its use, and Thomas has been involved in many disputes over the years. We will give our opinion on the ruling later, but first let's look at some of the disputes that have happened over the years. Back in 2010, Thomas took on none other than Google, one of the largest companies in the world. On special occasions, Google alters their logo on the homepage. They decided to run a competition to create a doodle to mark Australia's national holiday. The winning design, created by Jessie Dew, an 11-year-old student, featured various animals of Australia along with the Aboriginal flag. Thomas said that Google asked him for permission to use the flag's design after the winning doodle was chosen, and they didn't offer him any financial compensation. After some back and forth negotiation, Thomas refused to make a deal with Google. Here is what he said. It's a one-off situation where a commercial company wants to use someone else's copyright. So what you do is you offer more than is necessary to convince the copyright owner to agree. So basically he is saying that Google didn't make him an offer he couldn't refuse by paying him an amount of money he thought was reasonable. With no deal reached, Google used a modified version of the doodle that didn't have the flag. So with Thomas taking on Google and winning, there's no way we're going to show the flag. We kind of like the fact he took on Google and actually won, even though we don't agree with the copyright policy of the flag, which we're going to talk about in more detail later. Back in 1998, 12 years before the Google incident, Thomas awarded an exclusive license to flag manufacturer Carolyn Richardson. What this meant was that this company was the only one allowed to make the Aboriginal flag, and any other flag manufacturing company producing the flag were infringing on Australian copyright law. And as we can see by a press release from the company, they went after those who infringed on the copyright law. In 2018, Thomas awarded a license to WAM Clothing for the exclusive right to use the flag's design and clothing. Not long after that, it was reported the company started to issue cease and desist notices to various companies that were using the flag and clothing. Among them was the AFL, the Australian Football League, the governing body of professional Australian rules football. They created what is known as Indigenous Round, a round of the season that recognises Aboriginal people, and for this round they used the Aboriginal flag on the players' jerseys. After WAM Clothing was given the exclusive license, the AFL decided not to enter into a commercial agreement with the company and stopped using the flag. Also, the company targeted Aboriginal-owned businesses, and this left a lot of people feeling really bitter and angry about the situation. WAM Clothing is not owned by Aboriginals, and they were now making threats to Aboriginal-owned businesses that were using the flag. This led to the Free the Flag campaign, which was started by Spark Health, an Aboriginal-owned and run social enterprise, which called for new licensing agreements over the flag's design. As of 2020, the Australian government has been trying to come up with a resolution to the whole copyright saga. So what's our take on the whole situation? We believe the Federal Court of Australia made a really bad decision in awarding the copyright to Thomas. In our opinion, the flag's design is so simple that it doesn't reach the threshold to be deemed an original work. Despite the copyright law, the flag can be seen all over the internet, including Wikipedia. Here is what it says regarding copyright in the United States. Basically, they make the point that the work is not original enough and consists solely of geometric shapes. But this is for the US, so what does it say for Australia? It states that the image may not be free of copyright in Australia. Well, we know this is indeed the case because of the 1997 court ruling. The Federal Court of Australia decided that the design was original enough to be granted copyright. Here is the national flag of Ukraine. It's a plain bicolor of blue over yellow. A very simple design, and like all national flags, is free of any copyright. And here is the flag of Ukraine with a red circle we added at the centre. This design is exactly the same as the Aboriginal flag, but with different colours. And that's how simple the design is. 2 horizontal stripes and a circle in the middle. The idea that such a simple design can be copyrighted is totally absurd in our opinion. But the court made its decision, and over the years we have seen the negative results of this bad ruling. The Aboriginal flag is being held hostage by Thomas and the companies he gave licenses to. It's a really sad situation that has left a lot of emotional wounds. Some may argue that Thomas deserves some sort of recognition as well as financial compensation. Well, it's clear that he received financial compensation from Carolyn Richardson and WM Clothing, and this was possible due to the granting of copyright. If the court had decided the design didn't meet the threshold of a copyright claim, then the flag could have been used by anyone for any purpose, and Thomas would probably have been slowly forgotten over time. We don't know what will happen with the current government negotiations. There are obviously legal contracts between Thomas and the companies he's worked with, and these contracts need to be fulfilled. The other alternative would be to terminate these contracts and to compensate the various parties accordingly, as well as Thomas giving up his copyright of the design. So what do you guys think of the situation? Do you think the flag should have been copyrighted? What do you think of the actions of Harold Thomas and the companies he worked with? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos because we have a ton of flag related content with more coming our way in the future. Until next time, bye for now and thank you for watching.